Greetings people, 'tis I, 480 volts, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XII. Alright, I got some things to talk about. First off, well, we're here in Mount Baromi says, I sold all of my trash loot that I accumulated, and I also went through my weapons inventory, and, like, I, sold basically all of my weapons and armor that I wasn't using. I really don't need this Excalibur, but I'm gonna hold on to it just because I like seeing it in my inventory. But I sold a lot of the other stuff, like the Claymore, the Muramasa. We are keeping the Save the Queen swords and the Defender just because I may need them, I may not. I sold those Holy Lances. I sold a lot of stuff. And we're gonna hold that Deathbringer too. It just, I may decide to occasionally switch to a one-handed sword, and Deathbringer is still the best one for that. And then for armor, yeah, I'm holding onto the Crystal Shield just in case, and I'm holding onto those Demon Shields because they absorb Dark Elemental, and then everything else is just, I'm holding onto some of this stuff, and then using the rest of it. And yeah, basically that, and I stocked up on, first off, look how much freaking money I have. That's insane. I have over $1 million. So yeah, we're not gonna run out of money anytime soon. And we'll get more after one particular boss fight. Not for a while though. I did go stock up on some items though. I stocked up on Echo Herbs, Eye Drops, Chronos Tears, Gold Needles, Prince Kisses, and I think that's it. I'll be stocking up on everything eventually, but those are the ones that I need immediately. Today, we have one hunt to do, and one hunt only. Oh, but 480, I hear you say. Why are you only going to dedicate one video to a single hunt? Because the last few videos, the hunts were fairly easy, and some of them, like the Gilgamesh hunt, were actually really fun. They start getting annoying from here on out, and they're gonna take a while. So, let's go ahead and have a look at my setup real quick. My party right now is going to consist of Vaughn, Ash, and Pinello. I've strategically and carefully planned this setup out. Let's, I mean, they're wearing just the best stuff that they can. I do have Pinello with the long bolts, because long bolts are, yeah, that's gonna be good. And I have Vaughn. Vaughn actually needs to be wearing, what does he need to be wearing? He needs to be wearing the Genji gloves to increase the chance of scoring multiple hits. That'll be nice. And then everybody else, I mean, I don't really care what they're wearing. Let's look at the gambits. So for the gambits, I have for Vaughn, self-decoy, self-reverse at the very top. So the very first thing he's going to do is cast decoy. Very next thing he's going to do is cast reverse. And then he's going to cast bravery on himself. And then he'll cast haste on himself. And he'll just continue doing that as those things run out. And then he attacks, right? For Ash, she has a lot of the same stuff. Only she's going to use Chronos Tears on anybody who gets stopped. She's going to use Prince Kisses on anybody who gets put to sleep. She's going to cast reverse on herself, decoy on Vaughn in case he's not fast enough to do it himself. Also, reverse on Vaughn in case he's not fast enough to do it himself. And then Arise if anybody gets KO'd, and Bravery on herself whenever she gets around to it, and then she attacks. Pinello, literally the exact same thing with the addition of casting haste on herself and Ash. Okay? I just did a practice run. This is going to work out fairly well, but I'll go ahead and, I chose this party because I want strong magic users, and I chose Vaughn because I could have chosen Bosch because I think, his new sword, the Masamune, would do really well with the Genji gloves, and he can wear Genji gloves, by the way, and that would really help with this fight that we're about to do, but he also has, like, no MP, and I'm going to need him to tank, do, like, decoy and reverse, and so the girls would have to just constantly cast that on him. This frees them up a little bit. Plus, I like having 2 time mages. So, let's go ahead and we see this Vieira here, Relj. I don't know if that's how you say her name. Let's talk to her. You have seen Liha's posting? Yes, there's one of our hunts. It tells us to look for somebody here at Mount Baromises named Liha. And if you, actually I think it's Iha. And no matter how much you comb Baromises, you will not find this person. Let's say yes. Then I must tell you, Iha is no longer here. You have read the bill that the terrible worm Fafnir plagues Paramina Rift? Fafnir, I'm sorry, Fafnir. In times past, the worm came, lusting for the treasures of the Kiltis. Anastasis trapped it in ice, yet now it threatens the mountain again. Iha has led the Kiltis to defeat it once again. Or so he said. I believe he has merely fled. Humes are this way. Oh, well, you're stupid, you know that? Be that as it may, it is no matter to me. Iha has gone, so I have told you of the worm in his place. Do as you wish. Fafnir, the hunt begins. Yes, this is our the first of one of many annoying hunts. Let's actually take a look at this. I want to say, let's look at our clan primer. Let's look at this one. It's only a rank 7? Whatever. Anyway, we've got the petition for it. Let's head that way. Now, actually, no, let me go back and check out one more thing, because there's a very interesting detail about this hunt, and it's its spawning condition. This one has a unique spawn condition. I need to make sure. Let's see. Fafnir, once sealed red by the Green Kiltis, has reemerged and can be found amidst a blizzard by Silverflow's End in Paramina Rift. Hunt accepted. Okay, in a blizzard. In other words, I'm going to take a chocobo just to make this faster, but it can only be found in a blizzard. Well, it's located in this area, the Caridine Glacier. And the problem is, if you go, it has to be a specific weather condition. It has to be a blizzard. Now, once you accept the hunt, and I think literally anytime you talk to Iha, talk to Relj, when you head that way, it will always be a blizzard here. But the second you travel through the frozen brook, it's no longer a blizzard. So I have to avoid the frozen brook. So I have to, when I start here, I have to go here, then down here, then I go here. Actually, no, it's not the Caridine Glacier. I'm sorry. It's down here. It's Silverflow's End. I'm stupid, but it's that little northeastern part of Silverflow's End. I'm sorry. I have to go through Caridine Glacier to get there. But yeah, point is, it's a blizzard there until I travel through Frozen Brook. So the moment I travel through Frozen Brook, it's all over, and I have to talk again to Relj to get it all set up. So let's go ahead and grab a chocobo. 600 gil is, well, it's not really, I mean, it's expensive for a chocobo, I think, but also I have, like, so much money. So let's just go ahead and, so we want to avoid the Frozen Brook. See, it's already a blizzard right now, but the moment I go through Frozen Brook, that blizzard will be over. So we're just going to take the long way around as we listen to the chocobo music. Yeah, this fight. This is the first of a few hunts that are extremely annoying. Alright, let's see. Don't go that way. Go down a little bit more. And then see, look at this now. We have completely bypassed the Frozen Brook. Instead, we'll head to the Caridine Glacier. And yeah, we want to head to this little section down here. And see how it's still blizzard? And because it's still blizzard, we should find, okay, let's go ahead and dismount. We're where we need to be. And we should find our mark. Yep, that's him right there. All right. Our gambits are turned off, by the way. Let's go ahead and turn these gambits on, and I will try to explain how everything works as we do this. So we go ahead and get all these decoy reverse. They're casting reverse on themselves. Alright, this is Fafnir. He's got like a whole bunch of buffs on him, so let's go ahead and dispel that. The only debuff that he is susceptible to is slow. He does unfortunately do silence, and I didn't set up gambits for that, but it's okay, because I did buy like a ton of, what do you call them? Echo Herbs. Now, in my experience, he doesn't do silence that much. He did do it to Ash, though. I need to get that all situated. Man, I really should have set up a gambit for that. All right. Well, that White Breath move is annoying, and it's the reason why we're using Decoy, because it hits everybody. And it's better that if we can get him to focus his attacks on one character, Vaughn, I'm going to try to keep our other characters away from him. Now, he does unfortunately cast Sleepga, which is why I have those Prince's Kisses. Now, Sleepga will not affect Lure. That's good to know. Stop will. If you get Stop, you are no longer, crap, he's not reversed anymore. Okay, there he is. If you're stopped, you lose Lure, so, you will have to, reestablish that, each time you're not stopped. Man, he's using that a lot. Okay, now he's gonna do that. Now that's a problem. He'll stop doing that eventually. But yeah, his physical attacks, they hurt like a son of a gun. If you just go into this fight willy-nilly, yeah, you're not gonna get very far. And if you don't have Decoy, and at least don't have Reverse on your other characters, what'll end up happening is your other characters, like he could, if he uses White Breath, for example, he could kill your entire party. Could. So yeah. Now he is susceptible to slow, and I'm really hoping that Penelo gets it off with her long bolts. She is using the long bolts, right? She better be. Otherwise, I would have her using one of the Save the Queen swords, because she can wear it now. But yeah. But in the meantime, we'll just have to do it this way. So basically, the girls, they're gonna have Reverse on themselves just in case, because here's the problem. Sometimes, like, you'll lose Vaughn, or you'll lose Reverse, or you'll lose Decoy, or whatever, and he turns on your whole party, and then they're in trouble. So in the event that happens, I want them to always be ready to have Reverse on themselves. I've also got them set to cast Reverse on Vaughn and Decoy, because it's like, if he can't get to it in time, chances are they can. So that's that. Now, we have to be mindful of MP. Unfortunately, MP in this fight is the issue. And like I said, were I using Bosch, then... Well, actually, I didn't say. Sometimes I like to do this fight with Bosch, because Bosch, I never use MP. Okay, you need to get Reverse on. Oh, he has Reverse on. What happened there? Something wrong? Yeah, I disabled my healing gambits. Yeah, I sure did. That is absolutely crucial. Always make sure, if you're gonna use Reverse, always make sure you turn off your healing gambits. Okay, now he's stopped, but we'll get a Chronos Tear on him. And now we have to reestablish Decoy, because Lure ran off. Has he been slowed? Yes, he has. And so everybody's gonna constantly cast Bravery on themselves to make their attacks that much more. We've already got him down to half health, but yeah, this fight takes a while. Vaughn is constantly casting haste on himself, and Penelo is casting haste on herself and Ash. So there you go. But yeah, sometimes I like to do it with Bosch, and because, you know, I don't have Bosch with any MP. And basically the way that would work is in the event that the girls start getting low on AP or MP, they can just siphon him and get his AP, and then it's like, the more he attacks, the more MP he gets anyway, so he'll refill it back anyway. So that was one way to do it, but like I figure with Vaughn being able to cast Decoy and Reverse on himself, that takes a lot of pressure off the girls. And being able to have 2 Time Mages, this really helps me be efficient with, what do you call it, haste. Now, he is really raging with Silence Gun. I'm kind of annoyed at that. You know what, as a matter of fact, I think, just in case, I think we'll go ahead and give them Rose Corsages, just so they can't be affected by Silence. I'd love to give that to Vaughn, but I really want to take advantage of the Genji Gloves counter increase rate, so that way he gets more hits in. Now that's another, you know, because otherwise this fight just takes a while. I mean, this fight will last a long time, but actually we're making great time. We've already got him down to almost 3/4 of the way down. Wow, this fight's going a lot quicker than I thought. But it can take a while if you're not ready for it. Okay. Okay, yeah, he's gonna be doing stop a lot. Now, like I said, Once he stopped, he's lost lure, so you have to reestablish that. All right, you know what? Pinello, you're getting really low on MP, so you go ahead and use some ethers. I have a good bit of them. And I even have high ethers that I bought from somewhere, should I need them. I forget who sold them. Oh, it was the Baknani merchant in, what do you call it? The Necrohall of Nabodis. I mean, I suppose I could always go back there and buy some more. We're so powerful at this point that it would be, I'm not gonna say the easiest thing in the world, but it would be easier to navigate through the Necrohall of Nabodis. Let me just look at our levels, for goodness sake. But yeah, I mean, so basically this guy has two things besides his status buffs that he likes to cast on us, or debuffs rather. Okay, he can do shock, never mind. Okay, never mind, he has a wide arsenal of moves. But mainly what he does is just caveman bash you, and occasionally white breath. Those are the two big things. But, yeah, other than that, it's just wail on him. And I mean, if you wanted to, I mean, we could use, I could probably use Flare on him to get some really good damage in. But honestly, we've almost got him. I was not expecting this fight to go this fast. Usually it takes me 20 to 30 minutes to beat this guy. But I guess using this strategy is really paying off. I'll tell you what it is, it's bravery. Bravery is what is making the difference. But other than that, yeah, just wail on this guy. Got nothing else to say. I thought about recording this in post-commentary so I could speed up the video, but honestly, we're not, I don't see the need to do that. Oh, and there will be other times, other enemies that will have to do that. But yeah, and obviously try to keep your characters separated from each other. You see how everybody's all spread out right now? I didn't plan that. Really, I just want the girls to be as far away from Vaughn as possible. They're a little close, but that's, you know, so that way, you know, any of his area effect stuff, in case he just happens to hit a sweet window where nobody is at, nobody has reverse on them. And Ash was getting a little close to me, so I'm gonna see if I can draw him over here. Hey, over here, bud. No. Okay, he lost interest in me because I was so far away. Hey, over here. I got decoy on me, come on, attack me. Why are you attacking her? Oh, well, he's dead. Never mind. You obtain a Ring of the Light. And Fafnir vanquished. Wow, that was so much quicker than I thought it would be. Alright, I'll take it. Well, let's go ahead and, turn all these gambits off. Wow, I was not expecting that to go that well. And obviously, do not heal anybody until we have lost reverse. And remember, reverse is technically considered a debuff. So if you want to get rid of it, you can use the Sunaga. I think. Yep, there you go. Now, lure, that is a buff. So yeah. Well, anyway, I'm gonna meet you back at the Mount Baromises. We can go through that area now because we don't care about the weather patterns now. I'll just meet you there and I'll set up my gambits as close as I could to where they were before. So I'll meet you there. Okay, we're back at Mount Baromises. One thing I forgot to mention, I had the order of priorities set up for the girls where the first thing they were doing, of course, was use a Chronos tier because I didn't want them wasting time trying to cast, like, reverse, or, you know, cast decoy on Vaughn if he's already stopped, because they would just do that forever. But I also made sure, like, the first thing they were gonna do was cast reverse on themselves to protect themselves, then decoy on Vaughn, in which time he's probably already got reverse on himself, and then they cast reverse on him. That was the order of priorities. And by the way, if you thought, and I sort of got my gambits kind of close to what they used to be, this'll do for now. If I need to change things up later on, I will. By the way, if you thought that hunt was long and annoying, ha! Listen, viewers, I love you and I appreciate you and I respect your opinions, but respectfully, you have no idea. what you're talking about. You have no idea. You ain't seen nothing yet. Anyway, let's talk to Relj. This is Iha's ring. Then he did do battle with Fafnir. But why? He knew he could not win. Well, it's what you call brave and heroic, something you Viera would know nothing about. Except this one Viera I know, her name's Fran, she's cool. All the rest of you suck. I left the Viera homeland, I broke our laws, because I wanted to know why the Humes prospered all over other races of Ivalice. You know, honestly, earlier I said, like, I wonder why Fran left, and they never explained that, but honestly, I guess we don't really need an explanation because it seems like so many Viera in this game leave the wood. So I guess the wood just sucks. So I did journey, yet I found the world of Humes engulfed in horrible war. Many times was I betrayed, disappointed, wounded, and when at last I came to Baromis Ace, I found only weak Humes clinging to their gods. Only now do I realize it is because they are weak that the Humes do support one another. They accept, forgive, aid, and will fight to the death to protect their own. This is their strength, thus do the Humes prosper. Yeah, they're not like you Viera, where like if one of you leaves, you just get disowned by the whole wood. That sucks. I thank you, Hume Traveler. With your retrieval of Iha's ring, you have answered the questions that sent me from my home. I wander Ivalice no more. I will remain here in this place and honor the memory of Iha, who died to protect the mountain he loved. Well, we got 7,000 gil, some assassin's arrows, and a teleport stone. I think the assassin's arrows probably cause instant death, but they're arrows and not bolts, so I can't really give them to Pinello. They're for bows, and I don't have any bow characters. And I think, oh, we got some new music now, and I think from here on out, yeah, there she is. If you talk to her, I teach the people here the herb lore known to my village. The Kiltists defend this mountain with their lives, and I would aid them. Okay. I'm not sure how important that is, but, well, you do it. You're doing a great job. Well, that's gonna be this video. A lot shorter than I expected it to be. I was expecting it to be a lot longer. Oh, don't worry. We'll get some of those videos later on. I will tell you right now, I'm dreading the next video, because we're gonna go through a certain area that we've been to before. And that's gonna be, it's gonna be so fun, guys. It's gonna be absolutely fun. Well, I'll wait till we get to that area before we start crying about it. But I'll just go ahead and tell you the next sequence that I'm going to do. It's gonna take several videos, probably 3, and then we'll see what happens after that. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. My name's 480volts. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Pieces.